Do you believe in soulmates? Do you think your soulmate is out there? Do you believe that one day there'll be somebody so perfect that it will be undeniable? Well, this week on Textually Active, we get into just that. Soulmates, soul ties. Is it real or is it fake? Find out now on Textually Active.
Welcome back to a new episode of Textually Active.
Textually Active.
This is your weekly dose of conversations about navigating the digital age while dealing with friendships, relationships, and all the ships in between. I'm Rez, and I got Meezy with me.
Staying hydrated.
You tearing that water up. EA is on the board.
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even drinking that.
Shout out to my man, EA.
I wasn't drinking that. I was just doing that for the camera.
Soon to be husband, my man. Since the people think I ain't got no man.
Why don't they think that?
I don't know.
You don't claim you on the internet?
No, I do claim you, baby.
Hey, I mean,
I do claim you.
some would say.
I do claim you.
Not
I'm
much.
tagging you and shit. Nah, I do. I do.
I seen an Instagram the other day.
Hey, let me see your Instagram. Pull your Instagram up. Pull it up on the screen. Let's see. When the last time you claimed me?
When the last time you claimed him?
I do be claiming him.
I saw an Instagram story the other day of his voice in the background, but you couldn't see him.
He ain't have no clothes on. That's the part. As soon as we get home, we get naked. That's how we get.
So
You
I'm
had
just a sneaky link. That's it.
I had on the top. Some would say I don't claim, but
hate to see it.
I've been claimed.
I'm always claimed.
Don't worry, baby. Your ring coming. You do get claimed.
So
Hashtag goals.
You
Am
better
I your
know it.
black youngster with Keisha Cole? Is that what it is?
What do you mean? Black Youngster and Keisha Cole were dating?
It's definitely OT Genesis.
Oh man, I was close.
They were dating?
No,
You could tell.
maybe.
There was something.
I don't know.
There was something going on.
They beefed online over that song, but then somehow he showed up for her verses.
He was in her house. Ooh, yeah, he beat. No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, how y'all doing?
Every time I see two celebrities together, I just assume they beat. Like,
Yeah.
At some point in life.
Somebody beat.
Yeah.
Just like when we saw. Never mind.
Like J-Lo and Ben Affleck was together the other day.
He beat.
Can't
I mean,
rekindle.
he did. Yeah.
Rekindle.
Yeah. You know.
He's
When we saw
he's
Rihanna and
Batman.
Drake together, somebody was getting beat.
Hey,
You got
that is a wild joke that you didn't even know you made.
I was trying to say that Rihanna was beating him down because he ain't
No,
never
that-
stopped
that-
knocking on her door.
You're about to get.
Not like violence,
Yeah.
guys. We're talking beat in the terms of like sexual.
You're
Yeah, but
about
you
to
can't
get
use that joke
canceled.
with Rihanna.
Oh my gosh!
Like Snapchat.
No, not like that. I would never condone
is-
DV.
Support black women.
No, not DV. We're not supporting DV. This is a no.
Support black women.
We're not doing that. I said last week nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. So when I say beat, I mean she was putting that pussy on them. That's what I mean.
Niggas wanted to put hands on Kevin Samuels last week, but that's
Nah, niggas wanted to put hands on me for my views on Kevin Samuel. Told me,
as they should.
told me,
Hey.
Shorty ain't do her research. Told me a whole bunch of stuff. Gosh, guys, I didn't even say anything that bad about KV, Mr. KV. I didn't say nothing bad about him. I'm sorry, KS.
All right, bro.
You
I see
ain't
what
do your
type of
research.
time. Yeah, you did it.
I did my research. I ain't know nothing about that, man. I was coming in here to do like a fresh take, like just a soft opinion based on the videos that I saw.
Yeah, that was what's up. Shout out to everybody that watched.
Right.
Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. But I feel it's good. If you guys missed it, go back and check it out. Go to our Instagram at Textually Active Pod and watch it.
Yeah,
See.
I had fun talking about it.
It
Wasn't
was,
bad.
it was cool.
I love when we get reactions from people from watching it. I love it when you guys engage, comment. I like when y'all get down in them comments.
It's like the fact you guys watched it.
That's the point of it. We want to make you guys talk and think.
That's it.
So this week we're here for a new, fresh episode, and we are talking about something that Meezy brought to the table. You want to roll it out?
The other night, me and Jazz were watching Married at First Sight. Well, let's be honest. Jazz was watching Married at First Sight, and I just happened to be in the living room.
Some episodes be so long.
Bro, why is it 2 hours?
So long. long. Married at First
That
Sight.
shit came on at 8. It went off, I think, at 11. Then they did about Married at First Sight Unmatchable after that at 11. Who knows why this shit is that long?
Lifetime is serious about their content.
Or they don't got much. All right. But so that was on in the living room and I happened to be in there.
Is this a spoiler alert about to come for anybody who didn't watch the episode?
I don't know. I don't even know their names. So
Okay.
yeah. The black girl that's with the white with a mix, I think he's Dominican. That couple.
Yes.
She said something
Vincent
to him.
and Brianna.
Yeah, I think. Or Virginia and Eric. Somebody, one of them. I don't know.
Was it the white couple, Virginia and Eric?
No, it was the black couple. The black girl with the Dominican dude.
Okay.
And they were talking about their decision day or something was coming up or whatever the show is. And she said something about like, you know, he doesn't like some of the things that I do. I don't like some of the things that he does, but I believe this may be my soulmate and he's going to have to like me for who I am so we can continue this because I think he my soulmate. And so then Jazz looked at me and was like, do you believe in soulmates and soul ties? And so we had like this whole conversation that was wrapped around being soulmates with somebody. And I didn't believe it. So I wanted to come in today and ask my friends and our listenership, what the fuck is a soulmate? And do you believe in these things?
All right. So a soulmate is supposed to be somebody that you just bond with. The bond is real. The energy is good. Y'all just link and everything just feels right. They laugh at your jokes. Y'all on the same vibe. Like every time, say we in a room and it's crowded and we thinking something, we could just look at somebody. I think that's called telekinesis or something. Y'all got that telekinesis
ESPN.
stuff. Right. Or y'all just laugh. Like y'all could just sit in a room and laugh with each other. Y'all just on the same wavelength. And some would even say that you could feel what they feel.
All right, just to help you out, it's telepathic. That's what you were saying.
Telepathic. So telekinesis is what?
Moving things with your mind.
Oh, okay. So we're not Matilda. I mean, like telepathic. Like
Good reference.
talking to each other through the mind.
Right.
So some would say that that's what a soulmate is. It's just like a feeling that you get, and it can't be defined in words because it's deeper than love. It's a connection.
Oh.
So think about somebody that you are destined to be with. And we see this all the time in like movies. I think in The Notebook, those two were like soulmates. Have you seen The Notebook? It was a white movie. I don't know if you watched it.
Sorry.
The Notebook was a movie about two lovers. They fell in love when they were young. They separated for whatever reason, and then they got back together, and they told their love story in a movie. Great movie.
Oh, that was the one where the nigga kept asking her what she wanted.
What do you
What
want?
do you want?
Yeah, I saw that clip.
But hold on. If they were soulmates,
He would have
he
known.
would have known. He would know. So let's think Titanic. Jack and Rose.
Another movie I haven't seen, bro.
All right, so Jack and Rose.
Nigga,
Okay, let me tell you.
Love and basketball.
No, but Jack and Rose, I think though, because the moment they linked, and the vibes was just there. They was both on a cruise. Jack was poor, but he won his ticket to get on the boat, and he met Rose. Rose was a woman with a high value man, and that high value man was telling Rose whatever to do. She wasn't happy. Then she met Jack spitting off the side of the boat, and they just linked. Next thing you know, they was at the bottom of the boat in the car making sweet love.
Hey,
so and he was painting her naked.
What's up?
Content. It's on camera, so if they still out there, they know where they got it from. Get Rez to do movie reviews.
just describing it the way that, and then have her make
So
reviews.
they was on a boat, and then he seen her and was like, "Damn, that's a bad bitch," and he wanted to fuck.
Right, like her making movie reviews while making references to other movies.
No,
It's like this part right here is like the Lion King when Mufasa, like you just.
but they were in love. The bottom line, they were soulmates. They hit it off as soon as they met. So I think that's what people mean when they say soulmate.
Oh,
So do you say you don't believe in it?
No.
Why?
because I feel like every time we hear the word soulmate, it's attached to romantic relationships. So a lot of times people say, I've been waiting my whole life to find a soulmate or find my soulmate. And I feel like the way you just described it, you could be soulmates with anybody.
Right. Let's see what I found this list from 18 signs you found your soulmate. I think we can take some time and go down this list around the definition and see if it compares to romance or friends, because I'm of the belief that your soulmate can be your friend, it could be your parent, it could be your sibling, it could be anybody, because relationships aren't just limited to romance.
Exactly.
Like, you have other connections with other people.
Exactly.
You don't get every need fulfilled from your partner. Like,
right.
People love to say, my partner is my world, but you still need those relationships with other people to be a well-rounded human being.
Because I feel like the only difference between those relationships and romantic relationships is morally you could have sex with them.
Right. And my whole thing is, what kind of partner would I be if I ain't have no stories to tell? If you was the only person I interacted with? Like, I have other connections with other people, not in the way that we have it, but anyway.
A born ass bitch.
What?
Born ass bitch.
A born ass bitch?
Yeah,
born ass bitch.
Born ass bitch.
It sounds like born. But okay, so 17 describes a soulmate as like finding a soulmate is just someone, you just know it. When y'all link, you just know it. And it's kind of like what they say about being in love. You just know it. Then they say...
Fucking ambulance, no, that's cap.
The ambulance is tearing it up. They say they are your best friend. Okay, so it could be your best friend. You feel a sense of calm when you're around them. I think that can be compared to like security. Like they make you feel comfortable. You have extreme empathy for them. So anything that they go through, you feel it too. You respect each other. You balance each other out. You agree about important things. You share the same life goals. You challenge each other. You can totally be yourself. You fight for the relationship. You understand each other's emotional languages. You are each other's biggest fans. You feel each other's pain. There is intense chemistry. You are there for each other. You're secure in the relationship. You just want to be around each other. That sounds like being in a relationship.
It sounds like you could apply that to anybody in your life.
Yeah. I don't think it's limited to just the person that you are romantic with.
Exactly. So
you guys kind of mentioned this earlier. So like you're saying like what relationships, like sex is like the main differentiator, right? So
yeah.
Are there things that you would not do with someone that you're in a relationship with that you would only do with a friend who would be considered a soulmate to you?
A soulmate, like activities that you would do with just a best friend as opposed to
something
your
that you
spouse?
would only share with a non-spouse partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Because technically you don't have sex with your friends.
You don't.
So
no.
I don't know. I think that's kind of like a boundary that if you have like a secret, you want to tell your spouse first because you don't want them to find out from somebody else that something is bothering you and they didn't know first.
I mean...
unless it's about them.
Or you cheating. Your friends might know you cheating before your spouse do.
True.
So, to your question, I don't think so. I think, aside from having sex with my friends, I feel like there's not much I wouldn't do with friends that I wouldn't do with my partner.
I thought you meant like activities. Like,
no, I mean, I'm trying to figure out because you guys were saying that a soulmate doesn't necessarily have to be someone you're romantic with,
right?
So, and then you guys kind of said like one of the bigger things that separates it clearly is having sex with that person.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think people just got tired of using the phrase "best friend" because it's like tiers to it. It's like when you have bridesmaids and you have the maid of honor. The maid of honor is still your girl, just like everybody else. She's just up on a higher tier. So instead of saying that that's my boyfriend, you say that's my soulmate because y'all may not be married yet, and you want to take it to the next level. That's not my best friend. That's my soulmate. It's like putting a ring on it. It's securing the relationship.
Yeah, but that could be anybody though. Like,
right.
I mean, but when you secure that best friend, don't they become your brother, your sis?
Oh. So soulmate is just taking it to a higher level because I feel like a soulmate will have a better connection with you than your sister, your brother, your mother.
I saw what you did there.
I
I feel like it's just one of those names that we give. Like what you just said, our friend becomes our brother. Like, that's my bro. Like, no, like, my partner is my soulmate. It's just something that makes it sound sweet. Like, oh, you get a reaction from when you say soulmate. Right. Somebody says, oh, or somebody's like, oh, that's so sweet.
Right.
But it's like, he's still just a regular motherfucker. And it could be anybody. Like, sometimes based on that shit, some of my closest friends teach me things, encourage me, challenge, or my supporters, my best friend. Like, these are people, which goes into the next topic. Do I feel like you could have multiple soulmates? Absolutely. Like, I feel like you could have a partner that's a soulmate. You have a best friend that's a soulmate. You might have soulmate tendencies with a parent. Like, you grew close to them. Like, when people say, my mom's like my best friend, I feel like they're just saying, like, we're that close. Like, that's how close we are. And they just don't want to use the word soulmate because soulmate sounds romantic.
I think soulmate when I grew up and I heard the term soulmate, I was told that you could only have one soulmate. But experience in life and having friends and stuff,
right?
I think you can have multiple ones because you're able to connect with more than one person.
And it's not even that. I think your soulmate at 17 is probably not your soulmate at 25.
I don't think you can outgrow your soulmate, though.
But I feel like because life changes, you can outgrow them.
But you still have a soul connection?
How many fucking partners have you had since 17? You outgrew them.
Yeah,
you've changed.
Outgrow, friends and stuff.
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you meet niggas say it like, once you meet a soulmate, that's it. When in hindsight, if something happened, maybe, let's get as deep as, what if your soulmate die? Are you never going to try to find another soulmate? Or is that just, like, I did this, it's over?
Well, I think in the sense of romance, back probably in the early 2000s when this term was being used in my younger years, and it may have been used before then, I feel like they tried to lead you to believe that you just have one soulmate. And that may have something to do with just people not jumping out of love and jumping into another relationship to find another soulmate and find somebody else to connect with. They told you that you have one soulmate. So if you fall in love with somebody and you believe that that's your soulmate, you're less likely to leave them because you think you have this deep connection, deep bond.
But they also told us, I saw this on The Sopranos last night.
Look at you.
They also told us that there's only one person of his kind in the entire world. There's nobody that looks alike. Nobody has the same fingerprints. No nothing. The only way you can figure that out is to gather every person that's ever existed. I'm talking past, present, future, and put them together. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody did that. So if you fucking think this is the only soulmate that I'll ever find, you've got to go through a shitload of people to then determine that. And then, even if you think that's your soulmate, you could probably find the same thing with somebody else.
Yeah. It's all about the connection. And I think another piece to it is, you know how we always say you have to work at relationships, you have to work at friendships. Right. I think the belief behind soulmates is that you don't have to work towards it. It's just something that naturally happens.
But shit, if that's the case, then I don't believe in this shit at all.
What, soulmate?
Yeah, I don't believe this shit at all.
Why?
Because you're not gonna like everybody every day.
No,
you're not gonna like somebody every day. You're not gonna and when I say every day, that literally means if I don't like you today, I may not like you tomorrow, and I might not like you the day after that. Which means this is a 3-day thing that lead to a week. So I might not like you for a week. You know
we might not speak for a year.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
fucking around with me.
Exactly. And so the shit about that is, at some point, something in this relationship is gonna need work. Like, it don't just, like, somebody is being taken advantage in a relationship if it's not work.
Right. somebody is doing more work and the other person isn't realizing
Exactly.
it if both parties aren't doing work.
Exactly.
Because that's a piece to it. I think the term soulmate sounds like so airy and so fluffy, and it sounds like everything is just going to be perfect. And the moment we disagree, this puzzle piece doesn't fit anymore, and we're no longer in love. And that's not how it works. Not with anything. Not with friendships.
I'm going to tell you right now. I don't think I know my soul well enough to know what it like in order to match it with somebody else.
Shit, I watched the movie Soul and I'm like, oh, this is what
I ain't never felt like that nigga felt.
My conscience is outside my body.
That nigga loved your music so much that he was trying to come back to life just in order to live life.
Can you imagine that?
It ain't too many people.
Can you imagine that? Bitch, imagine if I died today. I'm talking about, man, I can't wait to get back to Earth.
So do you think soulmate is a mental thing? So because he said, like, the movie Soul, the Pixar movie, if y'all ain't seen it, that's on you. But he dies and he loved music so much that he was willing to come back to fight for what he loved.
Yeah.
So do you think a soulmate would be somebody who, once you reach that level, you think your souls are like, I didn't want to say match, but they like together, that you would willingly do whatever to be there with them. Mm-hmm. Like he tried his damnedest just to get back to life for music. You think your soul would be willing to do anything for this person?
I think so. I think in that sense, once your soul leaves your body, if your souls are intertwined and connected, then once your soul leaves your body, depending on what you believe, your soul mate is still connected to you because your souls are connected. It's not like my body is connected to your body. It's a soul connection.
There's a different question for a different episode, but every time I think of death, I always think of it like that Chris Rock movie.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I feel like you might die, but you just come back as like the body is just a vessel and it's gone, but the soul is forever. So you just come back as something different.
Honestly, I would be so pissed if I died and I thought that I died and I woke up as a baby, like somewhere else. Like I feel like that's a part of my belief that you're reborn. Once you die, your soul goes into somebody else's body. And that's why babies cry so much and they're so upset, is because they're trying to get back to the life that they had before. Like, can you imagine if you died today and you woke up as a baby, you'd be fussy as shit. Like, what the fuck is this? Why am I in this body? You rest for a little bit, then when you come out, you like, who are these people?
This nigga
Where are my people?
Right? Somebody write this down. We gotta elaborate on that.
That's what I think about it, though. That's when I think about death, that's the cycle that I think. But
the Dolly Resma.
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
The what?
The Dolly Resma.
Dolly Resma. Yeah, so I think that's how it will work. And I could see when people lose somebody and you still feel like they're still around you because their soul is still there.
Oh.
Or it's in a baby.
Right. But I just be feeling like that soulmate shit can't be real, because what if because I feel like you have multiple soulmates. The same way I also believe you could be in love with two people at the same time. Multiple people.
Yeah.
I feel like you can be in love with.
I mean, but if you think about it, what are the chances that your soulmate is in the United States? There are billions of people in this world.
Stella had to go to Jamaica.
Hell, in this universe, in this galaxy.
Like, why? Like, how do we say, oh, this person is my soul? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go right over that.
I was just gonna say, don't you think the same people on this earth are the same people in the galaxy? Like,
there might be more people out there.
That's a different.
There might be more people out there. I'm of the belief that there are more people.
We gotta start a YouTube channel over this, fam.
That's a whole different program.
Oh my gosh, we are on YouTube.
No, you about to.
But yeah, the chance, because that's the other piece of the conversation. Everybody ain't gonna have somebody.
Oh.
Everybody is not gonna have somebody, and everybody isn't gonna be fulfilled by one person. Some people need multiple people to feel fulfillment. Some people want to be in love with multiple people at one time because that makes them feel whole.
Some people just want to be alone. Like, hey, you was cool, and I'm going home. Like,
That's why when people spew all this stuff at women, like, oh, well, you must not want to get married. Bitch, maybe I don't want to get married. And that's okay.
The thing about that is,
What?
you never hear that response.
I do. I've heard some of my female friends say, nah, I actually might be good off of that.
Nah, I know a few ladies that will have a forever boyfriend. They're just like, I'm good. And the thing is, and believe it or not, I've seen some where both parents have been involved, like, are there, and some where they're not. So I don't really know. I just try not to dig too deep to try to figure out what the problem.
Because it take a lot to make somebody a soulmate. It's a lot.
Based off the internet, it's natural.
Or this could be their representative.
Oh, not the representative.
Your soulmate could be a piece of shit.
Then you just connected with the representative.
Your soulmate could be a piece of shit. All of those, he's your best friend. He does all of this. He's Derek Jackson. like the nigga is cheating.
Hello, ma'am. This is the credit card check.
Like the nigga is cheating his life away every day. Wonderful partner. Shit parent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could be these things, and like you think
that baby wasn't his soulmate.
So
that baby had bad vibes. The baby came out ugly.
Yo.
What can you say? He not fucking with the baby.
I muted her for a bit.
Parents don't fuck with their kids sometimes.
oh shit.
Y'all talk all this stuff about be around positive people, positive vibes, all this. What if the baby come out with a nasty attitude?
Because it's the wrong song.
Always crying and throwing up on you and stuff.
My God.
I don't like that baby.
That's valid.
I've had babies I ain't like.
Ain't too many.
We ain't vibe with them.
Ain't too many kids I like. I understand.
Okay, all right. Turn that toxic button up.
Yo,
but, you know what I'm saying?
That was wild.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there are things in order to this is gonna sound fucked up. But I think in order to
Go
find
for it. We're on a roll with the toxic button.
In order to find your soulmate or a soulmate, you guys have to have the same moral compass.
What you mean?
Like, a scamming ass nigga can only be with a scamming ass woman.
Cause it say that y'all on the same thought process.
Like, a shitty person can't be with a good person and they be soulmates.
Eric might not be my soulmate because every time he see me stealing at self-checkout, he get mad. He get fucking pissed.
Jazz don't never let me wild out in a restaurant. Every time I be wanting to.
Don't never let me show my ass a little bit. Like, yo, hey, tighten up. See
what I'm saying?
Or always look.
See what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta have the same moral compass. You gotta be on the same thing. Like,
it sounds like it's more so a best friend. That's what it sounds like. Because sometimes, you need that opposite though. Because if EA was like me, we would be a menace.
And I don't think it worked.
But I need somebody that's going to be like, you're fucking wildin'. As much as I hate to hear it, I don't think your soulmate going to be like, you wildin'.
Exactly.
I'm like, you know what?
I
see where you're coming from. Evil twin. If he going to win, we going to win.
And we know for a fact a soulmate not going to hold you down when you're in jail.
Dang, why?
Why not? Why would they?
Are you talking about Mandy season Yandy?
I forgot about that.
Did you heard what happened?
I heard about that.
You heard? That shit was crazy.
Probably not her soulmate, huh?
Dang, that's not her soulmate.
Probably not her soulmate.
She went through a lot of crap with him, though.
Yeah, probably not her soulmate.
She did a lot for him. That's messed up.
See what I'm saying? So you have to be super together. And I think a large percentage of relationships are people who are not with their soulmate.
I think it's people. I think the term opposites attract is true.
Yeah.
Opposites attract. You want somebody who is the complete opposite of you so that you guys can spend every day trying to figure out why that person.
I think that phrase is skewed.
Why?
I think it's opposite attract, but it's got to be a Venn diagram.
Okay.
So they've got to connect somewhere in the middle.
Tell the people what a Venn diagram is.
Did you see her hands?
I was trying to.
I
thought she was gonna do it. She did it.
Yeah, little guac pepper grinder.
Shut the fuck up. You're nasty, babe. Just because you know what the hands go, what these hands do.
I didn't.
So yeah, a Venn diagram is when two circles overlap each other.
But I feel like you have to be two individuals. Clearly, two individuals that come together, and somehow that's the only way you end up in a relationship with somebody.
So, what do you think you and Jazz got in the middle of y'all Venn diagram? You got some stuff.
If I'm being honest, I think we have two circles.
Yeah,
that are like looking at each other.
y'all circles not kissing?
And no, they not kissing yet. They like looking at each other, and they like what is in the other circle.
Right.
Like they like, that's why they're still together.
That's actually pretty dope.
I feel like there isn't like hobbies or like thought processes that we share enough to say it's a Venn diagram, but I think we see each other and understand like, oh, this is why she think like this. I like that. I'm not upset at that. This is that's how he sees stuff. This is how he act. I'm not mad at it. And so I think a lot of relationships is like that. Like the motherfuckers don't share much, but they're compatible enough that they like, okay, I like it.
Babe, what we got in the center of our Venn diagram? This your time to say something clever like Meezy did.
Yeah. So, so what Meezy kind of sounds like it was saying, it's kind of like an eclipse, right?
But what about us?
It's like it might cross paths and one might go in
but
front
in the center
other.
of our Venn diagram,
it's cook or be cooked.
Oh God!
And see that, and like niggas gonna hear that and think that what I said was real. Like, thought process. No, I just didn't want to say like insignificant shit. We watch movies together.
No, but that's a connection.
But it's not.
No,
those are things you grow.
Some couples can't watch the same stuff on TV. So being able to watch the same stuff on TV that your partner likes is a thing.
Yeah, but I don't think. I think that's taught.
You don't.
That's
watch
not
it.
just something. Yeah, I don't. I think that's taught.
What was you about to say?
You don't watch it.
Yeah,
I do watch.
No,
but
you let it watch you.
Exactly. I think it's something that's taught. Like he was watching it. You sat down and was like, "Oh, this is dope. Let's watch it together."
Or you were just like, "Oh, quality time. All right, cool."
Right. Like I think you know how hard it is to find somebody to be like, "Hey, I'm not gonna watch this until you watch it with me." And then the other persons take interest in enough that this becomes our show.
Right.
Like,
right. Because
Jazz,
the moment we started and then you fall asleep, guess what? I'm going to keep going.
Exactly. Like Jazz tried to make me watch the shit.
The Circle.
The other shit. The blacks in the woods of
Blacks in the Woods.
doing magic.
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft
Country.
Tried it. After the second episode, I was like, this is too much racism for me.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, I'm done. I'm not watching this no more. So a show that could have been our show, I was like, nah, I can't do this no more. So it's hard. Like, those are things that are like learned, like taught, like not taught, but like learned. Like, it just happens.
Right.
It ain't like something that I think that brings us together that we watch the same shows. No, I think we just see each other as equals, but we also see each other as individuals.
You care enough to try to like the stuff that they
sometimes.
do. Yeah.
Sometimes.
So I feel like the whole thing about soulmates is I feel like it's lazy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the whole idea is super lazy and it's impossible, right? Because it's putting something out there for people to chase because it tells you that there's someone who is perfect for you. Right? And that when you say perfect, that means that everything is on the right side of it. You know what I mean? But that's not necessarily the case. Like there's nothing perfect about anyone.
Right.
What if your soulmate out here with another nigga?
Like gay? Technically, that could be true.
Or
because that could be your friend.
No.
See, but
no. I mean, what if you
let's just stick to the romantic side.
The single person who's looking for their soulmate
and they're
has to Alicia Keys her way to her soulmate.
Oh yeah, people have done it.
What would you do to get to your soulmate if someone was in between you?
I mean, no. How are you supposed to know that you're soul? I guess because you just know, right?
Listen to the theory.
You have an interaction.
None of this shit makes sense.
Like you have an interaction. Like it's not like you don't just be like. Because the thing is, don't turn you just know to you being a stalker.
No,
that is something completely different. Mm-hmm. So there has to be some type of like. I mean,
you just know, bro.
Be outside like
you just know.
She watching wrestling. Oh, I love wrestling.
Oh,
yeah, like,
that's my soulmate.
Like, somebody walk past, you feel a vibe. I want that.
Like, let's not mix it up with obsession.
Nah, you feel a vibe in your pants, huh?
Oh, she smell like Chanel No. 9. Oh, I fuck with that.
I like that.
No, nigga. If I had a girl, I'd buy her Chanel No. 9. That's my soulmate. Like,
right. So let's kind of set some ground rules in this, right? But let's talk about, you can say your friends or a lover or something, or a partner.
Even with that, I think soulmates grow. Like, I don't think you just meet somebody.
A soulmate is just a healthy relationship. That's it. Point blank, period. Anybody that you vibe with, connect with, what they say on that list, anybody you connect with, you vibe with, you feel comfortable around, you feel calm, they understand you. That's a healthy relationship.
Because it would have to take time. I only say that because like a lot of relationships start while one person liking the other person more. Like the 3 times we've interacted, she wasn't giving me that much rhythm, but eventually, I wore her down and we got together and now we're unbreakable now. Like, that's how a lot of people, it happens for people. Like, and that's how that became your soulmate, because y'all took the time. But like, just find my soulmate ain't just out here and I'm just gonna by chance run into him.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we all have somebody who's there for us, who's our best friend, who keeps us calm. So the other piece to this conversation was about soul ties, which is like not to be confused with soulmates, because soul tie is somebody that you have actual sexual intercourse with.
Apparently.
So I seen this a while ago, and it was like a demon having sex with a woman, and it was like, be careful who you connect your souls with, because you could be having sex with a demon and now that's always inside of you. How do you feel about that idea around like a soul tie? Because I don't know. I want to hear what you think first, and then I'm gonna.
I think.
Because if you let the internet tell you, the Urban Dictionary is a spiritual, emotional connection you have with someone after being intimate with them, usually engaging with sexual intercourse.
I think that's bullshit.
Okay.
The girls I've had sex with, I only liked during that time period of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord knows the amount of you've wasted my time conversations I've had.
Right.
So apparently that tie is fucking undone and broke and somebody burned. So it's like, we don't have a connection. Like,
because we had sex.
I'm pretty sure there's women out here to this day that have sex with men and never speak to them again.
There are.
Like, what do you like? If we never speak again, there's no tie there.
I've had sex with men that I'll never speak to again.
There's no tie there. Like,
can I ask a question? So Meezy, are you familiar with the term?
I thought he was going to say, "Can I ask who the guys are?"
No, are you?
That would be a nasty ass
on
conversation.
the podcast.
Yeah,
in general, like that's the equivalent of asking what's your body count.
Right.
I mean, that's a little bit worse.
What's your white body count?
Like, what's the body facts?
Okay, go ahead.
But, all right, so
now
Meezy,
I want to know
what's
your white body count.
Chill.
all right, so Meezy, are you familiar with the term like given the 100?
No, explain it to me.
Okay, so
given the 100. That mean you keeping it a butt.
That's what I thought.
No. So
I mean, you keep it real.
Sexually, we're talking about in the same.
Oh! Now that you put in that preface, yes.
Okay, can you explain what it is?
As a man who in my past life I'm not this big sexual guy.
He was a floozy?
Don't interrupt.
Oh,
Let me finish.
Like a low level floozy. Like a normal floozy. Not like I was like high. I wasn't a high value floozy. Okay. Like I was like a pretty good floozy.
You wasn't a capo.
Yeah, no, I was not. I was not high ranking. I was a nickel and dime floozy. I could just get in what I could get.
So you lay down and give head, basically.
So Meezy, please explain what the 100 is, so I can finish this point.
Probably.
Yeah, that's a low ranking floozy.
So during my encounters with women, even if I was invested emotionally or not, I brought my A game every time.
Right.
Every time. When I went in there, she was gonna get something that she could remember me by.
Right.
Because you never know. Like Drake said, one time is fine with me. She might not ever come back. But hey, I got my chance.
Right.
And so yes, I would always go in and give 100.
So
every time.
So there's this notion, right, amongst guys, right, most times that you're told not to give the 100 to someone that you don't plan on staying with.
Yeah.
Right, because it can kind of like throw things off and then get into the whole soul tie.
Every time you give 100, she turns crazy.
Yeah, she coming back.
So the question that I wanted to figure out, and I want to get down to the bottom of.
Oh, the bottom. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Is that do women have the equivalent of the 100?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's women it's ladies that get that pussy up. And niggas hit them up 10 years later, talk about, yo, remember the time? How you doing? I'm just checking in to see how you doing. Want to know if they can still hit. I think that's the equivalent.
I also think that is relative.
Okay.
Think that's relative.
Explain.
If me and you are Eskimo brothers, hypothetically, the 100 she gave you might have been 75 to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have thought she gave you the 100. She's going crazy. But to me, I might have just thought, it was cool. I'll call her back. But it's not mind blowing for me. So I think it's relative, and I think it's relative to women. Like, women have the guys that gave him 100, but they also have guys who the guy think he gave 100, but he really only gave.
So the reason why I asked about that is just in terms of like how that kind of ties back into soul ties.
I feel like the term soul tie was created as a way to limit women for the amount of bodies that they catch.
Scary.
Because telling women that you're going to be connected to a man for the rest of your life if you have sex with him is kind of scary. Like thinking that the person I lost my virginity to, I still have a connection with because I gave them a piece of me is like, I don't want that. So it's going to slow down the amount of men that I sleep with. I feel like as women, we hear that soul tie word more than men do. Like, y'all hear soul tie and y'all, it's attractive, it's sexy. Oh, if I give her my 100%, she always going to be attracted to me. We hear soul tie and it's like, if you give a man a piece of you, he's always going to have a piece of you. That don't sound good. You know, so I think it's been directed towards women as a way to limit the amount of partners that we have. And I don't believe in that shit. Throw that pussy around. The only reason you going to have a connection with the man is because you want to have a connection with him.
Valid.
Not just because he hit the bottom. That's cool, you hit the bottom, but what if I don't like you?
Valid.
Like, you tore the pussy up, but I don't fuck with you.
Valid.
So I don't believe in soul ties because it's niggas that I had sex with that I don't give a fuck about. We don't have to talk. Like, I'm not talking to you no more. I'm not connected. You don't have a piece of me. You don't know who the fuck I am just because you had sex with me in 2005. Like, that don't make sense. It's dumb. I think it's bullshit.
I think it's just
throw the whole soul away.
title. Why would I care?
No.
That was a decision I made in the moment.
I just don't think I don't think sex has the
the
value that people put on it. Like, sex is not like,
not even.
For me personally, because it may be somebody out here listening, like, my body, my choice, it is. That's good. Whatever. You value your body. But sex is an even exchange. We are having sex because it feels good. I like it. It makes me bust. Like, this is what I want to do. It's an even exchange. There's nobody going into sex with the upper hand. Like,
it's about the bus.
But ooh.
That was
But I think it's an even exchange.
I just think, why not?
Let's do it. I mean, let's take this relationship to the next level, baby.
Sometimes sex has made me want to go back to continue to have a sex relationship. Sometimes sex be like, I don't really want to go over here tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's made me like people more. It's also made me like people less. Like one time, that nut clarity, that nut clarity of mine after, be like, this was fun, but I really don't like her.
Right. Sex is not enough to keep somebody around. It's also
not an excuse to try to use to make up.
Yeah, not an excuse to use to try to make up.
Or a present.
It's not a... Wait, what?
Not a present.
Sex is not a present?
Soul ties is just... Soul ties are just who gonna show up in your dream when your soul get into purgatory. Those are the faces you gonna see when you get there. It's just like, you remember you was doing this with who you was doing it with. Right. Like, that's it.
Soul ties is just a sex flashback. You sitting out, you done had sex with somebody and you get a flashback of what y'all done did. That's what a soul tie is.
That one time,
lightly
in that cul-de-sac.
That one time in that cul-de-sac. But I don't believe in it. I believe that you can have connections with people, but the whole thought process around the soul, I think it's a little deeper for me to believe in now.
I don't believe that. Because what if you don't have soul ties with your soulmate?
Then what? Y'all just disconnected.
Exactly.
We ain't even connecting.
Yeah. Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's something that's important. I don't think it's important to find your soulmate. I think you should just find somebody or people who make you happy.
I think you should just strive to have healthy relationships throughout your life. Exactly. That's all I think.
Exactly.
But let's go ahead and take a break and come back with our final thoughts. And we're back. So we started this conversation based off of something that we seen at Married at First Sight. We seen it on Married at First Sight. So I want to kind of wrap it up with a relationship that I noticed on Married at First Sight. So we have Clara and Ryan. Ryan is a biracial man. Clara is a white woman. She's used to being free and this untamed woman just having a great time living her life. She met Ryan. Ryan is organized. Ryan has a schedule. And she kind of like falls into his lifestyle, kind of like compromising to be in a relationship with somebody. So you got to keep in mind this is happening over the course of like a month and a couple of weeks or so. So this couple has been together for like a month, 2 weeks, and she's having a hard time accepting that Ryan isn't expressing to her that he's in love, he's head over heels, he needs her. And they haven't had sex yet either. So that's a piece to it. So in order to keep this relationship going, do you think it's possible for people to be in a relationship but not be in love and not have sex? Because that's what they're going through right now.
Yeah.
Yeah? In a relationship, a romantic relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Sometimes people need places to live.
Oh, my.
Sometimes people have kids together.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is normal. In this case, they don't have that, but I feel like he also met her on a show that put them together.
That wanted to be in love.
Yeah, like they just wanted to find this, and they were like, "Hey, I'm willing to do this," and they just did it. So in my head, I don't think that's how that works. So of course,
I think it's a way for Ryan to keep Clara chasing after that love feeling. Like, if I knew that you weren't in love with me, I'm going to continuously work hard every day until you feel that feeling. And based on this show, Clara been working her neck out every night trying to get Ryan to fall in love with her. Because although they haven't had intercourse, she's been putting that mouth to work. So I think
that's dedication.
That's dedication. Because there's no way I'm throwing neck every night and you ain't in love with me. Got me fucked up. Okay. I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like their relationship is a high value friendship. Or it's a high level friendship.
Let's keep it above.
What?
It ain't good.
The neck ain't good.
She got trash mouth.
Oh no.
He don't like nothing that is associated with her.
Oh no.
Like, fam, I did this. I mean, like,
ain't no quitter.
Let's think about this. I did this to be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They're clearly paying me a check to be on TV.
Right.
And I might find somebody I like here.
Right.
2 out of 3 are guaranteed to happen. The last one, maybe he don't get paid unless he do the entire show.
Right.
All right, fuck it.
On the plus side, he got his dick sucked every night for a month and a half.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
That's a soul tie. He don't care about leaving.
I don't think it's possible to have a relationship without both parties being in love with each other. And I think maybe the piece to it is that they're still dating. Technically, this is dating phase.
Exactly.
So it's still early to say I love you, but long term, I think eventually you're gonna have to say that you're in love in order to solidify that relationship and have sex. You gotta have a little sex.
I mean, she not putting out.
He's not putting out. She wants to be put in.
Oh,
He's not putting out.
Yeah, she wants the work.
oh,
She wants to be to work.
yeah. He don't like her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But we'll see what happens.
He claims he's never said "I love you" to anyone he's been in a relationship with.
This is not an ad, but if you have time tomorrow at Wednesday, tomorrow is Wednesday, the new episode of Married at First Sight drops. I don't feel like you got to watch the whole season to know what the hell going on. But if y'all want to see if these couples stay together or not, tune in Wednesday night. I'll be live tweeting about it, so you guys can jump in.
How can you say this is not an ad and it didn't be an ad?
It's not an ad.
There was an ad. You didn't get paid for it, but it was an ad.
It's not an ad. I like having people to talk about shows with. So, internet friends, join in. We're going to talk about Married at First Sight on Twitter. All right. What you got, Meezy?
We're transitioning. You are now tuned in. You're now tuned in to WMEZ. This week's song of the week is from K Forest. Shout out to K Forest. This is called Summer We Never Had here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
All right. So let's jump into our memes of the week. And since I forgot you last week, honey, you can go ahead and kick us off.
I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared this time. Yeah.
Do you want to share the one that you were supposed to share last week?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right. Meezy, what you got?
I'm not prepared.
You're not prepared either.
Fuck it. Let's go in the archive. Oh, last week we talked about toxic niggas. And there's a lot of toxic males in here. And I feel like some toxic men are just positive, but they still toxic. So my meme of the week this week says, Kev on stage is just Steve Harvey for niggas that go to therapy.
That's funny.
Okay.
I'm good now.
All right,
I'm
babe,
ready
what
to
you
go.
got?
All right, so this was from Carlos Miller, and it makes a ton of sense. If Scooby-Doo taught me anything, ain't nothing to fear but old white men.
Ooh. Or men in general. God damn.
Just white.
I've seen some statistics about men. Men do the most shootings. Men do the most murders. Men do the most domestic violence. Men do 99% of rape. Like, men are just terrible people.
Do you know what was probably all involved in all of those things you just named?
Some pussy.
Who's the real villain here?
Men. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Who's the real villain
Men
here?
are the real villains. Let's take it back to last week when you said something on air. This is about my meme. About George. Because George is living a great life, or was living a great life.
That nigga in a coma.
So who's George?
George is my snake plant that got root rot. And George is currently in ICU. And last week when we was on the podcast, Meezy was telling me that I wouldn't be able to have plants or plant food to grow food if the world stopped being the world that we know. And I had to survive off of my green thumb. So he told me, you wouldn't be able to survive off of your green thumb because look at the fuck what's going on with George. And I said, oh, it hurt. But anyway, George is my houseplant. So my meme is, houseplants be like, due to personal reasons, I will be passing away. And they just fucking die. Yeah. You do the best you can to them. Yeah. You put them in new pots, you resoil them, you water them, you talk to them, you pet them, and the motherfucker still want to die.
Some plants got bad vibes.
You right. Because I was looking at ginger and spice this week, and I'm like, Y'all got 2 more weeks to pull it together. Are you
'cause-
going in the dirt? I mean, well,
Dead plant walking.
Probably because you keep naming your plants after white people.
they don't like their names,
Yeah.
so they try and die.
They don't
That's
like,
toxic as hell.
they don't like the vibes you giving off.
Yeah,
they
you
don't
the
like-
one with bad
No,
vibes.
I'm not the one. I've been trying with ginger and spice for a long time. George had it good. I don't know why George tried to like die.
How many black people you
Can
know
I,
named
no,
Gingers?
can I tell you why George is doing such a good job?
Why?
It's because it's on my desk and I take care of-
Gary is on your desk.
Oh yeah, whatever. All right.
Again,
I'm that uncle that don't know none of the
why
none of the
you?
kids' names.
Why ain't none of your plants got a Isha in their name? Why they don't know none of your plants got a prefix?
Sha.
Sh, tuh,
All right.
tuh.
We're gonna have to
Again, tuh.
All right, I'm gonna put something up on TA's story about names for my
That's a
plants.
double entendre.
I got qua.
Like, no.
I'm gonna put a story up, and I want you all as listeners to respond back and let me know how I could black up my plant names, because apparently they're not black enough. I got George, Ginger, Gary, Spice, Gustav,
How well
you're
do
like,
you
but-
think white
Gabe,
people?
and Giuseppe.
How well do you think white named plants are supposed to survive in that black ass household?
You're right. So we're gonna try it again.
They
Listeners,
were like, ooh, that water's spicy.
listeners, get ready. We're gonna try it again.
How hard is it for United States and American Isha?
Like, why would a plant survive when you keep feeding it?
What's a
Hennessy?
black G name? Because I wanted all my plants to have G names. What's a black G name?
What's the verse? What's G? Why G?
It's a green household.
Oh,
Yo, chill out, yo. Chill.
So
that's a double entendre
what's a
too.
black G name? That's why.
I do have an uncle named Gary, so it's cool.
How you black up? Gary is a black name.
Gary is a very black name.
George is a black name too.
I
don't know about.
mean,
George.
rest in peace, George Floyd. But aside from him, I don't know too many.
All right,
do know
y'all.
George.
We're gonna come back to this next week. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Textually Active.
Textually Active.
Shout out to George. We hope George pulled through. And when I say George, we'll talk about my houseplant. Rest in peace, George Floyd, as well. We will be back next week with a new episode. In the meantime, in between time, make sure you interact with us on our social medias. We always gonna comment back, baby. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Media.
Rez out.
Thank you for listening to the Textually Active podcast. This podcast is a full-service production from the Open Media Lab. Be sure to check in every Textual Tuesday along with following them on all social media at Textually Active Pod. Textually Active is a part of the Open Media Network.